that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This fact alone is crazy, like to 10x your portfolio.
I think that's one of the most important things, to be honest. Like understanding how a brain of a person works that you want to be like.
Changes my life completely. If they give you advice, the best thing you could ever do is...
Welcome to the newest episode. Today we talk about a topic which is very important when it comes to building wealth, not just in crypto, but also in your whole life, which is the power of your network. And Jack and I will do a deep dive today. We had experiences where we went into the wrong networks and basically got out without like any benefits or whatsoever. But we both also experienced what a powerful network, a good network can do to you on a personal level, but also on a wealth level. So yeah, without further talking about it, Jack, take the word and give us some insights.
Yeah, it's amazing to be here again. And I think this is one of the most important topics in crypto in general, because it's like the foundation. It's one of the building blocks that everyone kind of needs in their life to succeed. And as Robin just said, it's not only projected to crypto, but it's also projected in your life in general. So we will talk about both things because, in my opinion, everyone should start with a basic network of solid people around them. And, you know, like at the beginning, both of us didn't really have a network. We might have had some people we trusted and listened to on the internet, which were inspirations for us. But it's crucial to have these people in real life, or just people you can directly chat with. Because if you just look at other people, this is a good beginning. If you look at people on the internet, you kind of get their mindset instilled, you know, like for example, if you're in a place where you start and you're not satisfied with where you are in life, and when you look around and all of your friends and all your network, let's call it like that, are just people you don't want to be, then a first person on the internet might be a good start. But eventually, to reinforce the good mindset, because at the end of the day, you just take all of the mindset that people talk about in the internet and you program your brain with it. So this is very good, actually. So if you start there, it's good. But the next level is to actually have it in real life, because this is where you will reap the biggest rewards, like exponentially bigger than just looking at some videos or at a Telegram channel or whatever. Like if you can directly talk to them, it's super important. And so why is networking so important? So, and what's a network? What is it? So basically it's just the people you have access to, the people you can talk to on a daily basis, where you can exchange value in some kind of a form. So there's this saying that is saying that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And this is like super accurate in my experience, because imagine you would live in a house with 5 super athletes, you know, you'll get the pressure as well, and you will become athletic too. If you hang out in a house with 5 millionaires, it's the likelihood is quite high that you yourself will become a millionaire eventually, because every millionaire has kind of the same mindset, or it's really similar. Same goes with an athlete or with other things. It can be like musicians, whatever. So this is the first building block. You need to find people that have something that you want and find kind of a value exchange. So do you want to talk about the positives, Robin, of a good network? Maybe first in life in general, and maybe crypto.
Yeah, I would say, like, for me, every time when I entered a new area in my life, like let's say fitness, or I don't look like a fitness guy, but that's, for example, recent network I joined was a network where it's all about like building a personal audience on Instagram and what you should do and what you shouldn't do and everything around that topic. And the group, there are people with 100,000 followers, 200,000 followers, and so on and so forth. And my growth since I'm inside of this network exploded. Like in terms of, okay, what is the right thing to do and what is the wrong thing to do and what should you avoid doing? Because if you surround yourself with people who have been through different phases already that you are currently going through, you always have someone you can ask questions. Like, for example, in crypto, in our network, we have people asking us questions about like, is coin XYZ, for example, a good investment, or is it secure, or how should I like secure my wallet and stuff like this. And if you would go this route alone, it's doable. It just takes way more time, and the outcome is not guaranteed. But like Jacques said, like if you surround yourself with people who already did what you are trying to achieve, the likelihood increases massively, because you will learn like how they think. And I think that's one of the most important things, to be honest, like understanding how a brain of a person works that you want to be like. So, because like, let's go back a couple of years where we had no internet and whatsoever. Like, it was so hard for people to skip all the costly mistakes in the beginning, because the only people they had access to were the people like close to them. But nowadays with the internet, we have access to all sorts of networks, and it's much easier to gather information from people who already did it. And in my eyes, like the right network will lead to so much faster growth. Like, let's put it in years. Like, imagine we would have the network that we are currently building 7 years ago. Like, how much faster would we have succeeded if we would already had this network back in the days?
Yeah.
So I would say the time would not just cut in half. I would say we would do it in 1/10 of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, the biggest benefit in my eyes is that you first of all have exchange with like-minded people.
Yeah.
And also with people who are already ahead of you, so they save you time and money.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree. And we will talk about how to network and like some actionable steps for you at the end. But for now, I just want to confirm a bit what you said. And for me, one of the biggest positive things about it is if you struggle with like motivation and stuff like that, I don't really believe in being motivated all the time. It's just doing stuff regardless of how you feel. But especially if you're in a group, you're much more likely to take action and to actually chase your dreams. Because imagine again, I always take the example with living in the same house, but it doesn't have to be like that. If you live close to some guys that are super successful, you know, and you hang out, you know, like every week, you're going to talk about your week, what you did, and etc. And if you didn't do anything, and every other guy is listing up their achievements, or like, yeah, I worked all day, I did this and that, I have this new thing in my business program, or I did X research, I found a new cryptocurrency sector, which I think will be super high, I did this and this research, you know, and if they're going to ask you what you did and you did nothing, you're kind of going to feel bad. So you soak up all the energy. And this is one of the biggest benefits for me, is like it motivates you. And it also motivates you not because of like peer pressure, but because you see like actually we've been in a room with like extremely successful people, where if we would tell you the names or the caliber of these people, you would be like super mind blown. But you know, they're regular people. And if you see that, you know, like your goals are much more reachable, because if you sit at a table with a guy that's like,
That's true.
has like a net worth of like hundreds of millions and billions, and you just talk and joke, you know, it's like talking to your friend. So you kind of realize they're not like some special aliens that are coming from above, you know, they're just someone like you and me and the guys that are listening.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like this also, yeah, I haven't thought about that. If you talk to these guys, you realize they are just humans.
Yes.
And everything is doable if you just put in the hours and know what you should do. So yeah, true. Yeah, if you would meet us, like you would also think, okay, these are just like two normal guys you can have a lot of fun with. So, and who are doing nice things like that. So yeah, true. That's actually also one of the benefits, because I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves that they are not good enough to make it to that level.
Yeah.
But in the end, that's not true.
And in some cases, even you meet people that are like super successful, they tell you how much they make, etc. And you're like, how's this dumbass making so much money, man? I had this situation once. I was at a crypto event and there was some random guy just talking about like huge figures, and he showed me pictures and proof, so he was legit. But I just looked at it in my head. I was like, holy shit! Like, what am I doing wrong? How is this guy living this life and I'm not? You know, so. But of course, always treat everyone with respect. But it kind of it makes things more reachable, and it's one of the most motivating things ever. And you'll always leave with more energy, creativity, and the drive to succeed whatever you want in your network. So now we talked a bit about the theory. I would like to know some personal stories of you, Robin, where your network helped you achieve something great or push you. It can be anything positive.
Yeah, I would take again the recent example of how to build a personal audience, or a personal brand. So for me, when I first started and went into this group, I directly had people showed me a strategy. I directly generated a video which got about 150,000 views. And all because I just used one simple method they directly showed me. So this was one thing, one experience where I say, okay, this is one thing where I benefited directly from a network. And the other thing was that it resetted my standards of what good content is and what value actually means in terms of like short form videos and stuff like this. So this is actually like, it showed me how much more room there is to grow, because I was thinking, okay, I'm already quite good with everything, blah, 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 blah. And then I got into this network and saw people like working their asses off for one single video, and it showed me, and they put so much thought into everything. And I wouldn't say I didn't do this in the beginning as well, but they did it with such a precision and like strategy that I was thinking, okay, man, there's so much more room to grow in this area for me personally. So it resetted my standards directly. Then another thing where we met a very interesting person and had a very interesting trip to Argentina.
By the way, he wants to stay anonymous,
so we can't share his name.
They're going to respect his privacy.
Don't even find him on the internet anyways. So if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
So this guy, I didn't know what to expect when I first met him, because it was like a contact of Jack. And this guy changed the whole view I had on life, family, and also how to create business, how to create a meaningful business. And this meeting, which was, by the way, pretty expensive, so good networks usually cost a lot of money. This man changed my life forever. And I can't even, like, if I would talk about this right now, like, we could sit here for hours and tell the people, like, how much this guy has, like, recalibrated my brain in such a short period. And it was all about this one network that gave us access to this person, and this person recalibrated my way how I think about things. And I don't want to go into detail because it's a bit too personal, maybe in the future. But after this meeting, I sat down and had like a really serious conversation with Jack about like how we going to apply all this knowledge. And yeah, maybe you want to say something to that as well, because like I think this one meeting was one of the most important meetings I ever had in my life.
I think so too. I mean, for me, it was much more about life in general. And then we moved on to business. So for me, I'm a guy, I need my purpose and my priorities so I can think straight and, not wake up at night and be like, why am I here? And all of that stuff. So he definitely blew our minds, and he restructured and reordered our life. Like, it's a bit vague, everything, but basically on how to run our lives, how to live the happiest life ever, what what exactly to do in order to achieve that, like some tips and tricks, and we applied it immediately, and we are already seeing the benefits of it, and it's just amazing. And before we're gonna come to the actionable steps, which you guys will be able to implement directly, I can also tell a bit of my experiences about networking. So I had 2 recent ones that were like extremely impactful in my life, and they completely changed my life. And it also touches base on what you said about expectations, because sometimes you enter a network, you talk to people, and you're like, whoa, like I thought I was doing a lot of things. It's like, just take a random task X and you do like 300 of them per week. You know, you talk to them, they're like, yeah, I do 300 a day, man. And you're just like, oh shit, like they're putting much more volume than me. And this is why they're so much, you know, like more successful than me. But yeah, like basically I met a guy at a crypto event, and started talking, started becoming really good friends. And, you know, like just from his knowledge, like he exploded my net worth because I gave him value and he gave me value in other forms, you know. He gave me a lot of crypto value, and he basically told me what's going to be the next thing, how to think, how to trade and all that. So I don't know, maybe 10x my portfolio because of him. Like this fact alone is crazy. Like to 10x your portfolio just because you know someone. Yeah. You gave him value, he gave you value, and you both grew together, and I 10x my portfolio just because I know this guy. You understand how crazy that is?
Crazy.
You know, I could never do that with some random guy on Twitter or whatever. It doesn't work like that. And then I'm in a lot of online networks, and in one of these networks there was a health coach that was being like a bit promoted, or people were talking super good about it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to join this guy, and it's like also a small network. You can talk to him on a daily basis and all that, and he kind of gives you this health and fitness mindset. And I must say, like, I've never felt healthier. The last 10 days were a bit rough here because
it's vacation.
It's vacation. We threw our diet out of the window, like drinking. It's horrible. We enjoyed it, but diet-wise, health-wise, it's horrible. I had the best time of my life.
Yeah, your body is screaming though.
Yeah, my body. Let's not talk about it. We're done today, so this is the last day. But yeah, so he changed my life just about discipline, because I had to track my macros, my weight, and everything like every day. It made me more disciplined, healthier, happier. Like it changed my life completely, man. Completely. I wasn't eating the right foods. I was like a bit like I had brain fog. I was just like a little bit tired all the time. And with this guy, like I wake up, my hormones are through the roof. My testosterone has gone up, everything, my mood, my energy, my work ethic, everything. Like it's crazy. Just these 2 things alone. I meet 2 right people. One of them directly through trading, I make 10x my money. With the other guy, my other network, you know, they talk about health. I look this guy up, changes my life completely. So these are insane. Like I was not the same 1.5 years ago, before I met these guys. So yeah, the same applies to crypto. So now I want to give our viewers a little bit of advice. What would you suggest our viewers they do how do you join a network? Or there's so many groups out there, like, or especially you guys are interested into crypto. So how do you get in good crypto networks? Let's start with that.
All right. So good crypto networks are kind of hard to find, I would say, because if you want to join a good crypto network, there are like, first of all, you have to understand, okay, where are you currently in your journey? Because some networks are so advanced that even if you would join them, the topics they are talking about, like, won't bring you any further because they are just way too ahead of you. Like, and don't even think about talking in normal terms, so you also understand. So, first of all, understand which network is currently the best for you, for your current point of knowledge. Like search for people who are a couple steps ahead of you, but also want to show you how to get there. So, because some networks operate like this, like you have people on, let's say we have 10 levels, and all of them are on level 9 or level 10, and they talk to each other just to exchange knowledge on this level 10 or 9. They don't want to talk about level 1 shit. So if you're searching for the right network, search for a network which is maybe like, let's say you are level 2. Search for a network which is on level 3, 4, or 5. So find a network which helps you to amplify what you're currently doing. Then the next step is, like, there are a bunch of cities around the world which are known crypto cities. Like, for example, Lisbon is one, then you have New York, then you have like whatever, Miami is maybe also another one. So some are in the US, and then you have Singapore, which is also not bad. Dubai, of course. So there are a bunch of cities where you can go to if you don't live there and don't have the chance to go to certain events to meet people. Use online networks. Online networks are the easiest way to daily interact with people who can help you to move forward. So this is one thing I would say. Another thing, like if you do real life stuff, should we get into this or should we stay with online networks?
Yeah, I just want to add something and then we can do it in real life, because in real life is even more impactful, I would argue. So if you have an online community that even does in real life events, this is the best combination of the two. But yeah, like there's so many. First of all, you don't really get access to good networks that are free. Like I have never seen a good network that are free. And I would argue the more expensive it is, the better. But beware of scammers. Like if I was looking for a crypto community, I see 90% of the groups being just like signals group, you know, just join my Telegram and I have buy signals and sell signals and you'll get super rich. I can tell you from experience, I joined about 3 to 5 channels and it's all bullshit. And I paid a lot of money for it. Like I paid a lot of money to join them. And it's bullshit, and they only work in a bull market and they teach you how to make money, but they don't teach you how to keep money, which, you know, everyone makes money in a bull market, but ask them 12 months later, how are you doing, mate? Everyone has lost their money. So be careful with that. Like I would search for groups that, you know, we humans, you know, we can kind of sniff intention. So if I watch a video, I can already kind of tell, is this guy full of shit or not? And also like the content they're putting out there. Is it more like educational, base level, or is it just like, yeah, buy this 100,000 Dogecoin, it's gonna go to the moon? They're all paid actors. They have the coins and they want to sell it on Instagram, YouTube. Then you have guys that are doing only education. So education is fine, but they don't really teach you how to make money. So the best between both worlds is people that are educating, but also, you know, when I say educating, like what is Bitcoin, what is DeFi, but they also show you how to make money, because at the end of the day, this is the most important thing. And this is why we are all here. We want to make money. We don't just want to learn about the crypto space. So if you combine that, I would ask for the product. Like, what is it? Do they have some courses? I think live calls are super important, because you can test the knowledge of the guys directly. You know, it's face to face, you know, they're doxed, you know, like they put their whole reputation on the line. And if you have some anon guy on Twitter or some dork, you know, just talking about 100 and 1,000 X's on the next dog shit coin, you know, like, so I know there are a few legit guys out there. But yeah, these are the actionable tips I can give. But the most important ones are in real life, and there are many actually actionable steps. And I think this part of the podcast will give you an insane amount of value. So do you want to start, Robin?
Yeah, all right. So this part will be actually very interesting, because real life is so much more difficult for a certain kind of person. So if you are an introvert, we directly start with a personality which has it pretty difficult, like, to connect with real people. As an introvert, you have to learn how to talk to people without sounding strange. So when you meet a person for the first time, and you are an introvert, always go into each conversation. Like Jacques had a perfect example for that. Like, he just bring beer to the conversation and talk nicely about certain topics. So deliver value in some form. This can be BS in the beginning. And if you know something about some topic where you might think, okay, this will help the other person, then always try to think in giving value. Don't expect anything. Help everyone around you when you go to a certain network event, and don't expect anything. Don't expect to go out there with like a guy who makes 10x your net worth. Like, you have to go to a lot of events to meet this kind of a person. Then again, value, just give value, and try to like make the situation a bit more like friendly, like bring a beer, or like, I don't know, beer. I think beers are perfect, at least in Europe, or something like that. So the other person directly gets something from you, and this activates like a psychological trigger that the other person also wants to give something to you. But this is not the reason why you're doing this. This is just because you're a nice person. So yeah, maybe you want to add something.
Yeah, I would keep it like very simple. You know, I think that each individual has some strengths, and if you say no, I don't have any strengths, that's bullshit. Everyone has kind of it can be a small advantage. Maybe you're good with girls, maybe you're good with being funny, maybe you're super good at crypto, and in crypto there are like 1,000 different aspects of crypto.
Yeah.
So you can be good at DeFi, you can be good at leverage trading, you can be good at making bots, you can be a good dev, you can be thousands, millions of things. So if you spend hours and hours on a certain field, you know, you will have an edge over 99% of people. And I've been to crypto events, and most of the people are very knowledgeable in a few areas, and that's their edge, and that's why they make money. So first of all, look at your crypto characteristics, and you know, like, just, you always have an edge. You're always better than someone in something, 100%. If you're a beginner, you also have life qualities. Life is not just money and crypto. You would be surprised how many rich people have broken families, they're unhappy, they're not fit, or for guys, they're bad with girls, or the girls, you know, they cannot find a boyfriend because they're so busy, you know, like, everyone kind of needs something in their life. And if you can provide that, like, that's amazing. You can, if you start a conversation, like, I have to say, like, I never go into a conversation and intentionally say like, oh, this guy needs money, this guy needs something. I will manipulate him and say, you know, like, be funny and all that so that he gives me value. No, this is not how it works. And this is how life works in general. Never, like Robin said, like, never expect something in return. Just have a good heart. I think people with good hearts get furthest in life. I don't agree with nice guy, you know, gets nothing in life. To a certain extent, you should not, you know, let yourself being pushed around and bullied. Like, don't let yourself, you know, be disrespected. Just give everything you have, give it for free. Be a good person. You know, this is what life is about. Be a good person, go out there, meet people. Like Robin said, I came with my beers, and I wasn't even good at crypto. I think they just liked me because I was talking shit to them. Actually,
like beer.
You know, because you have to, and I had beer, you know, like, everyone was so serious, like, what do you do with these crypto and that crypto? I was just like, you know, just talking shit. And then we were laughing, we were having fun. And I think I explained this in another podcast as well, but I was helping this guy in certain areas of his life, and he helped me with crypto. But, you know, he just taught, you know, when you start talking, he mentioned his problems, and I was like, because that's me. I'm a good guy. And if someone tells me he has a problem and I think I have the solution, which was the case, I just gave him like infinite value. Like, bro, do this, get this coach, do this and this. And his life like tremendously improved, tremendously. Yeah. So, and just by doing that, and I didn't expect nothing in return. I actually was a very good friend of him, and I liked just his company because also we were new in our city. So it was one of my only friends there. And then he opened up, and he was big in crypto and all that. And then he slowly, after I think 1 year, maybe started helping me with cryptocurrencies, because he was low-key for 6 months. I didn't know who he was, like how big he was and all that. So I don't know, like, and that's not just that, it's also other people, you know, like, everyone has some kind of a problem which, you know, you're more knowledgeable about than them, and then you automatically help them. and just like, you know, just give it your all. Be a nice person. Maybe you're funny, you know, like how many crypto guys are just like nerds sitting at home and not having any entertainment or real friends. Be funny. I don't know. There's always a point of view how you can add value to someone's life.
Yeah.
I never believe people that, oh, I don't have anything special about it. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Bullshit.
Everyone has like at least a profession where they like work in and have some expertise in. So yeah, like one thing I want to also like add to everything, like it's so important to don't go into any conversation with any intention, because like you said it at the beginning, like people can sniff that.
Yeah.
So one reason I think why I never had any problems with connecting with people is because I just don't have any intentions or whatsoever when I talk to a person.
Yep.
So I'm just a nice guy.
And it comes from like alone. I don't like, we just talk normally and you will bring something up and I have the solution for that. Or you're like, oh, like I'm trying to build this new software thing, and you're like, oh, you want to build a software? I'm a developer.
Yeah.
And then you work together. It's not like, you know, I'm going to sell this guy my course. I'm going to, he's a developer. I'm going to take his money. You know, it's not like that. You just start talking about things and then naturally it clicks. But what I would also say is try to talk to as many people as you can.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, it's like for me in my relationships, like to find the right one, you know, you need to, you know, like you cannot just find one person, just like super stick to this person. If something's wrong, it's like, whatever, like, don't take it too seriously. You're not going to click with everyone. I didn't click with 95% of the people I was on crypto events with. Just talk to them. It was friendly. It was cool, but nothing special. You know, be nice. Like, oh, it was nice talking to you, shake their hands. Hope to see you around, you know, like, and go to the next person.
Yeah.
And then eventually you just find people where you just click. It's like when we met in university, it's just people you click with.
Instantly.
The first, I don't know what it is. It's like energy wise, and it's like with Robin or my other friend, you know, which made a huge impact in my life. Like we just clicked instantly.
Yeah.
So you will also feel it.
Yeah.
So yeah, have good intentions. Talk to as many people as you can and go to as many events as you can. Like I cannot recall how many people just got successful just by knowing the right people. It's insane.
Yeah.
Insane. It's way easier than doing it on your own. And also I would add, if the people is above you, like always show a lot of respect. Always, like, don't try to make funny jokes about them, you know, like don't be rude. And if you go out to dinner, pay for it. If you go to have a beer, hey man, let's take it. I'll pay it. Pay for everything. Networking is expensive. This is something I can recommend to all of you. Just pay for everything. It will show them that you are on their level. You know, even if you go to an expensive restaurant and you have to spend your last $200, do it. It's worth it. 100%. 10 out of 10 times. Like, don't be scared to spend money. Networking is expensive, but it's logical because they're much richer than you. But you can also network down, but this may be another topic.
Yeah. So yeah, what you said, it's basically also giving like some sort of value. Like you show them respect by saying, okay, I pay this bill. I know that you're levels above me. He knows it as well. Never think that a person who is at level 10 can't sniff that you're on level 1.
Yeah.
He will directly know it. Like from the first sentence you say, how you say it, he will instantly know it. And that's fine. Just show respect, pay for the bill, and ask nice questions, be respectful, and don't try to elevate yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the biggest conversation killers with these guys is ego.
Yes.
Like, if you have a big ego and talk to them and they know that you are on level 1, then they won't talk to you. They won't give you any value. Because they say you are not worth it. Like, why should I give you something if you treat me as like whatever?
So imagine for the guys that are viewing, I'm a newbie. I'm a level 2. I have no real crypto experience. I go to this crypto conference and I start talking to the founder of
Polygon.
Whatever. You know, like the biggest difference you can have, like, or maybe it's a bit too extreme. Like I'll just for the sake of the example, like some very successful guy that's maybe low key, which you know you could profit a lot from. Like
I could say that.
What Yeah, right. That's also because they're famous. That's a bit different. But like, you know what I mean? Like, what are the qualities? Imagine you're this rich guy. Why would you talk to me? I'm this newbie crypto guy. Because you don't only have to understand my perspective. I think it's more important to understand your perspective. What are you thinking? Or imagine someone new comes to us right now. At what point would we listen to them? At what point would we like them? And at what point would we give them value?
I would give them value if they ask me. If they make me feel good, I would like them. And I wouldn't give anything if the person talks shit from second one, saying stuff where I obviously know that they don't know shit about. Like when someone tells me something about crypto on an event and I know like the stuff that he's saying is just dumb as hell. Like I will talk 2 seconds to him, and at the first moment where I get the chance to, I will just walk away.
Yeah.
There's a classic walk away thing, like, oh, I have to go to the toilet. And never come back. Yeah.
And I would also say just be a good listener, like, because first of all, like, you cannot really give them value. So I think the only things how you can actually get someone that high to talk to you is either you provide a service for them. Like the first real networking we had with higher people is we undersold ourselves and we did things for them, for our mentors, which back then were underpaid, but we had daily access to like decamillionaires.
Yeah.
So this was the trade-off. Like at the beginning, you should expect to be treated less worth than you are. You know, you can get pushed around a bit, but you know, like there's a fine line between like being super disrespected, like slave-like, or like being a bit pushed around, like you're not getting paid like enough. That's okay as long as you can ask like smart questions, being around them all the time. That's okay. That's a good trade-off. Like, so provide value. It can also be like just paying the money, you know, like we did.
Yeah.
And I know some other people are just paying like 50K a day just to hang out with a guy for one day.
Yeah.
This happens. And we have done this too. We spend tremendous amounts of money just to speak to people.
Yeah.
So this is completely normal. Monetary value, provide services for them, but also being a good listener. Do not disrespect, always pay for everything. And if they give you advice, the best thing you could ever do is implement that advice.
Direct.
Actually listen to them, because you don't know how many successful guys we've met who said like, oh, I gave this guy the secrets to life and he didn't implement it.
Yeah.
So what an idiot.
Yeah.
So imagine you just take all the advice he or she gives you, you implement it, you show the receipts to that person. Like if I was in that position, I would feel super good. It's like with our students. Like I tell them, guys, like do this, and you'll make money. Some of them don't listen, do their own shit. I'm like, okay, well, good luck. But others like implement that. They come to me with a receipt, and it gives me one of the best feelings ever. I think as a coach or someone who has value, if you give value and you improve someone's life, I think this is one of the best feelings you can ever give.
And then a magic thing happens, because this person now likes you because you implemented everything he said to you.
Yeah.
And that basically unlocks the next stage, which is like kind of a friendship. And he gives you even more value because he now knows, okay, if this guy is implementing what I'm teaching him, so I can teach him even more, and know that this guy will implement everything else. And I can see like a mini version of myself in this person. So implementation, I think this is one of the, and giving the receipts to that person is one of the most powerful things that you can do after the conversation you had with them.
And also like when you show me the receipts, I don't know why it invokes something with me. If they ask me a question after that, I send them like a huge voice note, like a huge paragraph. I even give them more information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for the students that we have that are listening, show me your wins and I'll help you even more. And those of you that are already doing this are already feeling it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And also if you're networking up, you must understand that rich people or famous people, they have like a high ego, which is kind of normal, especially if they were males. So what you can also do is, without being like too like snaky, but like give them some actual general praise. And you can also read a bit what people are like. You know, recently I was in the gym talking to a guy. He came to me and I kind of sensed that he was like a bit insecure about his body, even though he didn't look that bad. But we were just talking and he was actually a crypto guy. And I think he could give me value in the future. So I was not like, put my AirPods back, like, oh, bro, sorry, I have to do this. Said I actually talked to him. So that guy, he was like deadlifting and he was showing me like how he deadlifted and all that. So I was like, okay, that guy, he needs like a compliments about his gym routine. So I started, after his reps, I was like, damn, bro, you're looking strong. Like, how'd you do that? Can you show me? And I could lift more, but I was like, fuck it, come on. Like, I'm going to make this guy feel good. He was like super enthusiastic. I was like, bro, really? I've been training this the last 2 months. And he started talking. I was just like, yeah, man, blah, blah. And then now I have this contact and I think he's quite a big dog in Polygon, like small things like that. You could also do like, you can always identify, like if you can read people a bit and if you have like a certain emotional intelligence, you can tell what people are lacking or what their insecurities are, and then you can just praise them based on that. Or just, actually, if you don't want to do that, this is fine. You can actually just say something which you really think, like, hey man, like you look fresh in this shirt. Where do you have this from? Like just small things like that, trust me, make a huge difference.
100%. Even smiling when you start the conversation, like in general, smiling. This is directly creates like the idea of the other person, okay, in the mind of the other person, okay, this person likes to talk to me. So I actually can recommend you a book, like How to Influence People and Win Friends or something like that. One of the best books if you don't know shit about networking. Like read it and implement each of the lessons, because they are so super simple and will help you so much in life. Networking, knowing how to talk to people, like this is one of the most important things in life, because we are humans, we are social animals. So we have to like know how to interact with each other, because this is one of the most important things in our life, interaction with other people. So yeah, this book is actually pretty good, like recommendation I can give you.
But yeah, I think we kind of covered everything. Or is there something you would like to add?
Do your research on people if you want to join a bigger network. Try to understand what value they can give you. If you do online networks, just try out a bunch of them. There are so many, like, again, you will need money for that, because no good network is free. This is one of the principles.
It's one of the biggest rules.
Yeah, no good network is free. Forget it. Every free Telegram group out there is either going to sell you the more expensive one, or is just giving you shit. And like, you always pay in some sort. And if it's free, you are paying the price with something else. Either it's your investments that you do in the coins, or they hack your wallet through some dubious shit. So always understand, good networks cost money, and be happy about to pay that price. This is not like this is no cost. This is an investment. And I can't stress this enough. Like, I remember like talking to, like, one story, like when I told my mother how much money I spent on networking, she was looking at me like, what? That much? Like, this could pay her rent for the rest of 2 years.
I didn't tell mine because she would have fainted.
So be prepared and to invest that money, but it's also worth it.
Like even like what you said, also I invested, I think, like 3K into my health coaching for 1 year, which for me is a steal. I'm like, I invest 3K and I get like super healthful energy, everything. Sign me up directly for
the rest of your
3K.
life.
The hell? And people are like, bro, what for 3K for fitness coaching is online? Completely transformed my life. One of the best investments of my life ever. I would do it again every day of the year.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how people don't understand that. But of course you need to source the good coachings, is important. But once you do that, like Robin said, like, and the best networks I ever joined, it just guarantees that there's actually big hitters coming. Like imagine an event is costing 50,000. no like small guys are gonna come. It's like guaranteed. If you can pay 50,000 for an event, it's guaranteed that big boys are gonna come. But yeah, anyways, I think we gave you guys a lot of value for that, and I hoped you got a lot from it, and I wish you the best. By implementing all of that, I hope you can get very nice connections. You can try it with us also if you want. And if you've got any questions, make sure to write them down in the comments. We will read every single one of them and we will answer them. Robin.
If you listen to this on Spotify, just DM me on Instagram, @robinritter, and send me your questions over there. If you want to join our program, where our target for our program is to bring together like bright minds in crypto and also help to elevate people to that stage. So if you're interested in like deepen your knowledge in crypto and actually connect with like-minded investors, then just go to the website in the description, and maybe we see you inside. And if you join any other program, send me the receipts and send me like the success you had through these networks. With that being said,
see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.